Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Will.
Hello. Hello.
How are you this morning, Will?
I'm trying to wake up.
Yeah. So is Jared, our guest's network is trying to wake up. He restarted just before. He's on his way, I promise. Welcome to the Coffee Table Talks, where nothing goes according to plan, so we don't make one. Because that's how I roll. Good morning, Audrey. Peter, Nathan. Who else we got in here? We got all kinds of people. Good morning, guys and gals. How are you? Sorry, I'm so from the Midwest, which is part of the reason I'm excited that we're talking to Jared, because he is also from the Midwest. Not that there's anything wrong with the far West, Will. It's desert. So anyway, we've got some things going on this morning. So we're going to switch up our agenda just a little bit since we're waiting on Jared to restart his network.
Well, I'm so excited because whatever woes he's having, it may be the ones that has me making a great big change. I'm about to get fiber to the house. Yes.
What?
So I'm going to change providers. Now, it's not polite to mention names, right? But the one that I'm on right now sucks. So I'm going to be really happy to go to the next one.
I like it. I like it.
So, Jared, when you come on, here's to you. I understand, man.
You're such a you're a wizard, Harry. Hold your can up again.
Yeah, it's got green in it.
Yeah, it's got green in it. That's nice. That's nice. Mine's real. This is real. This is actually. So
yeah, mine is really bad.
Man, what are we gonna do? Jared, I'm trying to stall, buddy. You know what we can do? We can talk about the really cool stuff you had going on in Pima. Somebody posted up. Was that you that posted it up and then I reshared it? I'm not sure. But you guys had some visitors.
Yes, we did.
By the range.
Yeah. It was really kind of fun. We had the director of cybersecurity for the White House come by, Jarrod Coulter, and it was awesome. And there's Gregor. Grüß Gott, Gregor. Wie geht's? And so it was a lot of fun. And our students rocked it. One of the main portions of the whole thing was um, where he wanted to sit around with a panel of students and found out some of their backstories, which is absolutely incredible. But then he made the mistake of saying, "Okay, here we are here's your opportunity to talk to the White House. Do you folks have anything to say?" They left with pages of notes.
Wait. The White House people or the students?
The White House people left with pages of notes from our students, right? Because our students not only brought up the problems, but specced out what they felt were solutions to the problems, how they should work. And I have to hand it to the director and his team. And they were awesome. They were listening intently all along the way. Like I said, they left with pages of notes. That means that the folks that are from Washington are engaged. And that is a fantastic, very hopeful thing to see. Right? So it was marvelous. They did a fantastic job. They listened to the students. They saw the program. They got around and saw what we were doing and what we were about. And that only helps, right? Because, that we're education. And it always helps to have some folks getting to understand and know what you're about so that you can, just like you're the human API, have those different resources meet up with needs and solutions.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, hold on.
I'm sure tons of pictures, right? So there's tons of posts out there right now, right?
Well, there's some. There will probably be more in the future because it's the White House, which means that there's anytime you have include everyone out there, anytime you have any major government entity or even big business, right, Rachel? Things have to be approved before they before they go out.
It's a thing. It's
That's
a cool thing. So I just got word from Jarrod via our side chat here that says he may have to join from his phone. I said that's fine. Oh yeah, by
Yeah.
the way, find out more about what's going on at Pima. Check out the QR code at the top left corner. Promise it's not sketch. Oh look. Look who's decided to drop by. Hi, Jarrod.
Why not have some technical difficulties on your Friday morning right before a webcast?
Definitely. That's
Great way
you
to
know
start your
what?
day.
Look, man, when I started this show, have I ever told you the history of the coffee table talks, how this got started?
No.
Okay, let me do a brief intro because we do have some new viewers today. We've got some of our longstanding regular coffee holics, which we love, but we got some new folks. So look, I started this live stream because COVID, right? Everything's because COVID. And I used to go out and to local conferences and stuff. Obviously, that was all shut down. I got sad. I need people. I'm a people person. I need people to talk to. It's how I learn, it's how I grow, it's how I keep from being extraordinarily depressed. So, anyhow, I started throwing out virtual coffees. And it's called, and it's still to this day, if you and I are going to chat and there's not really an agenda, it's titled virtual coffee. That's just how it is. Which has confused some people because they're like, wait, is this going to be live? I'm like, no, we're not doing that. like, calm down. It's going to be okay. But anyhow, I came across some really, really cool stories from our industry. One of them was a gentleman that was he was going to retire like within 2 or 3 weeks, right? And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Can you tell me something about your career as it's progressed throughout the years, right? Because this is still a new industry, right? So if you get somebody at the end of their career getting ready to retire, like I want to know. I want to know, what did it look like when you started? And he started off with, well, this one time in Vietnam. And I was like, how are you in cybersecurity in Vietnam? Right. And he was like, well, let me tell you about radio signal intelligence. And I got to go down a rabbit hole and I thought it was amazing. And after he shared his story with me about that, I was like, so what did you do after your time in the services? And he was like, well, then I came back and helped secure the first networks for NASA launch sites. I was like, all right, stop it. You got to quit being so cool. Uh, right. And so we go through this, and I was like, hey, Rich, would you like to? I think this story is really neat. There's something about it that's really just amazing. I think other people might like it too. Would you? I've never done a live stream before. Um, I think that's what we should do, though. Would you be willing to do that with me? I called it like the Pioneer series or something. We had 2 episodes. Rich is great. The stories are great. Everything else is awful, right? Because it's the first time I tried any of it. It's like just us, just 2 huge pictures of us. There's no chat. There's nothing. Like, it was just from YouTube natively.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, Rachel. So the power of Rachel is being able to just talk to anybody, right? And when she says rich, if you know what the rainbow books are, right?
Yeah.
The kind of like the foundation of the industry.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
who she had.
Yeah, he wrote them or he helped write them, right? It was a group, but he was part of the group. He also was it ISC squared, all the tests. The first certifying body tests he also created. Like, it was all this stuff. And like, go back.
Oh, your poor listeners. You set the bar so high. And now
I
now
didn't
they get to talk to me or listen to me.
I didn't mean to. And I think you're still on par. I think so. That's so if you're a guest on the Coffee Table Talks, I've judged you all secretly against Rich Owen. Okay. Are you as cool as Rich Owen? Yes. Great. You're here. Congratulations. Okay, finally got in. Had to go to iPhone. There he is. There's Rich. He's still a coffee holic. He hangs out all the time. He was amazing too. But then it started, and then I was like, you know what? That was a lot of fun. Let's do some more. So I grabbed some friends, and then I started kind of just coming across people I thought needed a platform or a bigger voice. right? Just to have their story shared. And Will was like the third episode ever. And afterwards, I found him so magically delightful. I was like, I need a co-host. Well, I didn't know I needed a co-host, but I need a co-host and I want you to be it. Will you do that? And he was like, sure. And he just keeps showing up every Friday. And I'm just utterly delighted every time he shows up. I'm like, oh, good. He hasn't run away
Me
yet.
anyway.
Yeah. And a couple of episodes back, we did our 100th episode. And I went back down memory lane and watched a few minutes of some of those early ones. And I was like, I'm still a dork. But the production value has gone up a little bit since then. So anyway, that's how I got started. And it's always non-sponsored. It's just people I come across that I feel like have an awesome core to them. They harbor that sense of community. They love to be involved. They love to mentor. They're welcoming. They don't tell people they're dumb when they ask questions or tell them they need to learn how to Google that, right? Like, they actually are helpful and genuinely good people. And that's why you're here. Now, are you thoroughly embarrassed all the way down to your toes?
Very, very much so, yes.
Will is my lucky charms. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, that's good. I try to be. I try to help whatever I can.
So that's why you're here. So Jarrod and I worked together-ish a couple of years ago, and I thought he was a good human. Guess what? I was right. So he runs a conference called Grassroots out of Minnesota, and he's here to talk about it today. Also, he's really super talented professional outside of his ability to put on a conference and run that. So anyway, I'm excited. You guys, as a housekeeping reminder, drop your questions in the LinkedIn. Wait, I have a ticker that helps remind me. YouTube or Twitch. Look, there they are. Maybe I'm gonna put the ticker on. There it is. Questions, drop them in the chat via LinkedIn. And they should show up here to the side on the scrolly bar. So that's how we do that. Welcome. I'm so glad you finally made it. What happened? You're not on your phone.
I managed to reboot literally every piece of technology in my house to finally make it work. The first couple times it did not want to work.
That's not bad.
Here I am.
Not bad. I'm so proud. Good job. So let's talk about cybersecurity operations. Let's get on track, shall we? Everybody, woo woo. All right, good. We already did the Will stuff. We changed some things up while you were rebooting. So we covered all the really cool White House stuff, which was awesome. So now we're going to talk about you. I swear. That's what we're doing.
All right. Well, and if I can, just a couple things. The conference is in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I am a co-founder. I have an amazing team of additional professionals that help me put all of this together. I'd be remiss not to mention them.
Oh, good. Well. Who are they? Let's find out. I want to look them up.
I didn't, so some of them don't want to be named. We had this conversation about one of our sponsors is putting out a great newsletter and wanted to mention us all by name, and I'd say the majority of them elected to not be named, and
that's fair. That's okay.
That means unfortunately everybody's stuck with my face.
Excellent. So for all intents purposes, Jarrod runs the conference. Do not try to find other founders. They don't want to be found. Rob says he goes to Grassroots every year. How long has Grassroots been going?
Technically 4 years. A friend of mine started the first one. It was very small, but very ambitious. We took a couple of years off for COVID, as everybody did. Yeah. Brad moved away, and I asked if I could, kind of carry on the name. And yeah, as we've been running for a total of 4 years, but 3 years consecutively under this group's leadership.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So it's a 1 day, correct? 1 day.
1 day conference, 3 tracks, 1 technical track, 1 more risk-based track, and 1 we're calling overflow, which is a little bit of everything. We've had such a amazing interest in speakers, and quite frankly, the caliber of speakers is a little bit ridiculous, especially
Pretty
this
awesome.
year.
Yeah.
So we're filling 3 tracks.
Hey, Meg's in the background, you guys, moderating chat. So if you do have questions, she'll pop them up. She's who's popping stuff up at the bottom. Meg, can you put on the grassroots QR code so folks can go check it out? Look at the agenda. There's an agenda page on there. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. But yeah, I was looking through them today, and I liked the overflow track because it was a little bit of everything. So I thought that was really cool. So how do you find your speakers? Is there like a call for papers you put out? I know the
Yeah.
answer to this. I'm just asking leading questions, just so you know.
Yeah, we do have a call for papers. We try and run a few months ahead of time, give everyone, number one, enough time to create their paper or their talk and submit it.
Yeah.
And we give them advance notice at least a month ahead of time that their talk was selected. But yeah, call for papers usually March timeframe.
Gotcha. Very cool. So what sort of talks? So are you part of the selection committee?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a small core group of about 6 of us, and we all
Yeah.
participate. And we invite a couple other folks to help cast their votes as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of talks do you look for, Jarrod? That you're like, this one, I want this one.
Well, so if you don't know, I'm a giant nerd, and I will look for the most technical talks you can. But I have to say, one of the founding principles of grassroots is we want everybody to take something away from it. And I recognize that not everyone is a giant nerd that works in security and can't digest the most technical things. And we used to have a ISC squared like group that would get together, and we'd give talks, and I would go into the deep nerdy, Active Directory certificate service attack talks. And we had a lady who would, came up to me after that talk and said, "Jarrod, that was amazing. I didn't understand a word of it that you said. I run compliance for, some facility." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Okay." So this is always the technical the risk track is always dedicated to Andrea, just to make sure that we have something. Not everybody's deep technical nerd. We need to also understand stuff like NIST 2.0. What does that mean? How does that change affect us? So we have a talk on that. We have a talk on online privacy, which is a little bit nerdy but a little bit not. How do you protect yourself?
Right.
So
Right.
I prefer popping shells and cracking passwords, but I also need to understand, especially in my current role, how am I going to survive in this 2.0?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that coming down to, and I saw the talk on, what track is that? It was because I highlighted it. Oh, it's on the risk track. Yeah. Tim Mahoney. I know
Yeah,
Tim.
Tim
Tim's
Mahoney
good.
is awesome. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. He volunteered to talk, and again, he is local. The point of the conference is we want to have a local impact. So we encourage local speakers, but we have folks from all over the world. Last year, we had someone flying from Poland. Kevin Johnson, if you don't know him, is a great web app pen tester, flying up from Florida to give a talk this year. I mean, it's growing and it's wild, and everyone should go. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Nathan asks a great question. If you could go back in time and tell your younger self something that would help grassroots or make the journey easier, what would it be?
What would I tell my younger self? I mean, stop being so stupid and blockheaded, and be more open minded and listen to folks. I spent a lot of time banging my head against the wall, which worked out as I was being a red teamer, because there's a lot of banging your head against the wall. But I was a little closed minded. Definitely being open to additional opinions or thoughts. I don't know. My 20-year-old self was very different.
Oh yeah. You knew it all. Walk the walk, talk the talk.
Apparently, yeah. That's that good Army training, I guess.
I was never in the services, but I have known a lot of people that have come out of the services that have a similar mindset. They're very, it's not that they're not open to suggestions. It's that they've got blinders on. It's like they can't see any other suggestions, I
Well,
guess.
there's a lot more focus on getting the mission done specifically.
Right. It's that. It's like hyper focus at some serious levels where I'm like, ooh, y'all are real intense.
Yeah, and I would say also, although I think, this isn't for me, this is more for everyone else. You have something to say, and so say it. Put in the call for papers.
Right.
Talk about things. You can approach it. You don't have to be an expert. Just have a conversation. That's one of the greatest things I think about grassroots is every time I don't get a lot of time to spend in talks, I'm usually running around, hurting everyone that needs to be hurted. But when I get in there, there's always questions, and that's I think the best part. It's not so big where you don't feel you can approach the speakers. In fact, we encourage people to ask questions during, after, have that conversation. So what that means is put in the CFP. You don't have to be an expert. Just start a conversation.
I like it. That's good.
That's awesome. And you're part of what you're doing is also creating a scholarship, right?
Yeah,
Has a
yeah,
scholarship aspect to it.
yeah. We were fortunate enough in last year through some series of donations as well as with sponsorships, we were able to raise $1,000 to give this year a cash scholarship to a very deserving student. You'll have to attend the conference to find out who. I'm sure we'll post afterwards. But yeah, $1,000 cash scholarship for that individual. If they are in, regionally Wisconsin, will the group that helps us manage the money will accept folks from Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, wherever, but generally regionally located in the Midwest for $1,000 cash scholarship to buy all the ramen or the books or the whatever you need to support your education. Um, it's a pretty great program. Not many cash scholarships are out there.
Yeah. We're going to put the chat ticker back up. I see Danny Long is giving us our date, right? Because it's next week. But anyhow, it's on Thursday. We've got a spammy message that came in from Twitch that's like adults only. Oh my gosh, join my webpage. I'm like, get out of here. We don't want you here. So we're
Get
just
away,
waiting.
kid, you bother me.
So look, y'all be real chatty so we can push that up the ticker, please, and share the chat again. Y'all just say hi. Just say hi. Or, if you've been to grassroots, be like, me, done it, been there. It's awesome. If you want to go, just pop in something in the chat real quick so we can clean that out.
Well,
Look,
as an
let's see. Where's it
educator,
at? Is it still there? No, we're good. Look at that. Perfect. Thanks, guys. That worked. Thanks, Gregor. Gregor in for the clutch. I like it. Yeah.
yeah. So as an educator, I thank you for that, right? Because students need that help. Students need that leg up, and it's hard. Well, we've all been there, right? just just recognizing the need for ramen. You've been there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And we should maybe talk further. Well, our keynote this year is also a former educator who ran somewhat similar, very hands-on program. I think similar to what you're doing at Pima College. And he's going to talk about what it takes to grow up the next generation of folks. And we'd be like I said, we should talk more. So we can bring all of that forward because I mean that's another kind of main tenet of the conference is how do we grow the next generation? Let's make sure we're reaching out, mentoring, inviting them to all of the meetups. If you don't have a meetup in your area, start one. All of the things.
Yeah, we've got one here locally that's great. Actually, my friend Mark Liggett, he was on a couple episodes back, started something called BR and it's like word of mouth only, like because he's like, I don't have time for marketing. Not marketing it. It's just a group anyway. It's like 350 people in a year. He's like, I didn't even know there was 350 people in the area. So that was eye-opening and fun for him. But yeah, those local meetups and groups, man, pour it in. So Jarrod, if really smart companies that have some dollars that they need to sponsor grassroots with. This is me telling everybody who works for a vendor right now or a partner or an affiliate type of company. Jarrod, how would they sponsor grassroots? How do they go about doing that?
Yeah, great question. And we're very fortunate. We are full on scholarship or sponsors for this year, but next year we'll start reaching out to folks, and they can reach out to us at info@grassroots.com, and that's grassroots with zero. It's R00TZ.com. So info@grassroots.com. Send an email. We love sponsors. We put together a pretty great package in terms of making sure we advertise for our sponsors and that they're very well represented at the event as well.
There you go. Look, I did the thing.
Yeah, look at that.
I typed it in. Those are zeros.
The really cool thing is you've got Danny on your team there, right?
Danny is 100% on the team, and I appreciate all the support.
So Danny is also involved with WICTRA, and we worked with the University of Oshkosh there, helping to get a range going and everything with that. So yeah, it's incredible how these communities all of a sudden find those links, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a small world. Yeah, we and Danny actually I want to say the first year coordinated that cyber range to be at the conference. So we do things like that. This year we're having a hardware hacking village. I hate to say village because it's just going to be a couple tables. We're not big enough for a full village yet, but it's going to be fun. I got a sneak peek at a different conference.
Will, do you know Danny?
Yes.
Danny said, "Oh my God, am I internet famous?"
Oh, Danny is awesome. Danny is awesome. And
so Danny, you're internet famous. That's what happens.
And Danny is a great example, like I said, of the talent and folks that we have behind this conference. I mean, I agree. Danny is amazing. We get a lot of the posts on LinkedIn that actually look cool are from Danny. The rest are maybe from me, and they're less cool.
Jarrod's like, I do operations. I don't do design and marketing.
A designer, I am not.
No, aw. You just
like
run
the typey thingy.
So, how would you say that being such an integral part of your local community, how has that helped you in your day to day? Like, are you learning new things from the grassroots thing that you actually are able to take back?
Yeah, and yes, 100%. So, we're all, at least a lot of us are security professionals. We actually get some IT folks that attend as well that are interested in security. So I'll lump them into security folks as well. But we all have the same problems. We all have the same concerns. And, when you're stuck and you have people that you trust and you can bounce things up against and say, what are you doing? Or what are you thinking here? It's great. And we're lucky to have that community here in the Fox Cities. So I take that back. I have conversations. One of my teams is very focused on vulnerability management, and there's some unique challenges around cloud risk these days. Everybody's concerned about cloud risk.
Yeah.
So having those conversations with other folks that are going through that and bringing it back and talking about it with your internal security teams is great. So I want to, 100% bring things back. I mean, again, having a community of folks that you can just talk to. We're all, like I said, we're all going through the same challenges.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's huge in the ranges where we have on the wall, leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
The adversaries are sharing information left and right. We've got to share that information.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're sharing it openly and freely. I don't think as a security industry were quite there yet, but I mean, they will tell anybody everything, and we have to, abide a little bit by some levels of NDAs and have participate in some of these vetted groups. But
Yeah.
hopefully, we can get past that or be a little more open, I guess.
Well, the first step, right, is creating the culture and getting that connection. So this is fantastic. 100% in that direction. Well done.
So after Grassroots, are you taking a vacation?
No, I messed up. I took the day before off because I have some running around to do. I took the day off of work, obviously, to run the conference, but I'm back to work on Friday, and I'm not sure why. Well, we'll see.
If Jarrod's boss is listening. Please just go easy on the next day.
I have a great boss. He is actually a massive supporter of this conference. He very much is into what we're doing with Grassroots.
That's awesome. That's good. Yeah, because I can imagine how terrible it would be to have a leader that didn't support your own community outreach like platform. Like that would make it incredibly difficult, right?
Yeah. I mean that'd make me less interested in working there. But like I said, my boss very supportive to the point of shelling out some of his own cash to help
Aw.
sponsor. I mean, I'm very lucky.
Well, that's great. Kudos. Good job,
Excellent.
boss. We love it. Where would you like to see Grassroots in the next 3 to 5 years? Are you growing? You want to stay the same size? I think I heard you say growing.
What do you want it to become?
Yeah. Are you going to go to more than one day? Are you going to do 2?
So I have this idea that I want to be, similar to what DerbyCon was, minus all of the things that caused it to stop. I think, I think the industry needs a conference like that. Again, that's just very open, welcoming, and talking about all of the things. So in terms of growth, I would like to be at that size.
How big was DerbyCon? I missed Derby. I never did the DerbyCon thing.
Yeah, I want to say it had to have been between 3,500, 5,000. I'm probably wrong. Hopefully somebody can correct me. But about that size. I want to have that impact on my local economy as well, because that had to have been a huge thing for Louisville, or large enough. And I want to attract that level of speakers. Again, we're in terms of speakers, we're pretty much there, but I want that many folks to show up to the conference.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like it. So what would you, to move your ticker one step closer to that end goal, what is something that somebody could do right now to help?
Invite me on their webcast, like or any of us. It does not have to be me. Again, we have an amazing group of folks.
Just getting the word out right now is where you guys are.
Yeah, getting the word out. Again, we're trying to advertise as best we can. Again, the caliber of speaker, it's very high, and the topics are amazing. Again, all relevant to what everybody is talking about and worried about.
Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Share. Am I sharing? Am I sharing the right one? Yeah, I am. Oh, good. Go me. Look, I'm going to make it big. Oh, no. We're going to hide the chat for a second. You guys, look at this agenda. It's awesome. I love color-coded things. But yeah, the level of speakers are great. I know some of these folks, and I've seen them speak.
Yeah.
And they are great. And I love it whenever there's speakers on there I've never heard of. Because those are usually the first ones I run to go check out. That's how I judge it. I don't care what you title your talk. I'm gonna come see you because of the human you are. That's what I want to go do. I want to find out what kind of human you are. But yeah, it's pretty awesome, and you can find that on the grassroots site. Grassroots site. I can't speak. I'm gonna English. I'm gonna try. But yeah, it's pretty top notch. I'm excited. We were gonna go. Jarrod, I want to make a small request. Can you move the conference next year to not right before my anniversary, or right like it's like my anniversary on the 5th? Do you know how much trouble I got into for going, "Hey, I want to go to Wisconsin on the 6th."
Wisconsin is a beautiful place to have an anniversary. I mean,
He was like, he wanted to say yes, but his eyeballs were saying, "You should not have even asked." That was, and I was like, "Never mind."
yeah, we
Year.
do our best to accommodate everyone. We had to somewhat accommodate a pregnancy one of our founders is expecting, and hopefully delivering soon enough that she'll be able to show up to the conference. But we accommodate everybody.
You're awesome. Don't move it for me. I'm just saying. We're gonna have to make better planning next year, but it was definitely because it was on the 6th. What
Yeah,
is
we want to keep it in June. It's a tough month. We're
It
trying to
is.
balance between RSA and all of the other kind of major things. But there's never a good date. We just kind of throw a dart at the calendar and go with it.
Okay, I vote. Don't do it next year on the first week of June. Can you do the second week of June? Because the first week of June will be my anniversary. It will be the Thursday the 5th
Oh,
next year.
yeah.
Like, I'll be in so
Well, the
much
12th
trouble.
it is. Rachel has decided, Danny, that the 12th is 2025 date.
That's my vote. That's just my vote. It's my suggestion.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Can we do the 12th? That's how you got to do these things, guys. Get involved. Make sure you can attend. Hey, does that date work for everybody else? Throw it out in the chat. Be like, yeah, the 12th of next year is great. Because I'll see you in Wisconsin if we're doing it on the 12th. Rob says it's good, and Rob's been there every day since day one. So
There we go.
Oh, I already love Rob. Good job, Rob. Thank you for being on the Rachel side of the fence. Yeah, 12th of next year.
In trying to get all this going, what are some of the major lessons that you've learned about doing a conference?
Major lessons that I've learned.
Well, what are some of the biggest pain points or nightmares that you've come across? Like, oh, geez.
For example, can I get you started while you're thinking? Because I see your brain wheels working. This one time at GurCon, it was the day before the con, and nobody had any. The person that was responsible for delivering the lanyards that the badges would go on, there were no lanyards.
Oh.
So fun times, all of the volunteers and suddenly Rachel were cutting, I kid you not, ribbon and tying thousands of ribbons around lanyards at like 11 o'clock the night before the conference. Like that. What's the nightmare? Have you had one yet? Or is it just so well organized? If it is,
I think everybody keeps me pretty well organized. I think not I'm generally very patient, so it's not necessarily a learning lesson, but it's an all volunteer thing, and so sometimes patience is required, and people are working this in between their very busy work and personal lives, and so I appreciate all the time that everyone gives. But sometimes things aren't delivered when you expect them, and it's just got to be okay.
right.
Yeah, I think the biggest. Sometimes you're never going to please everybody. Somebody doesn't want pizza for lunch or whatever. Danny's ordering
Green. It's because it's so, yeah, we'll get back to that. You don't have to do green and brown, Danny. Don't order stuff. I got my own stuff. I come with my own stuff. Actually, I got to order a banner. I was given permission to order my own big fancy banner. I'm very excited. Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think that's really about it. We haven't had any major issues lately, and I should knock on some wood because we're coming up a week from yesterday. Having just surrounding yourself with great people that actually want to do this.
Yeah, that helps.
I'm lucky. Yeah,
that definitely helps. So, here's my big question about conferences: what are your T-shirts made out of? Like what?
So
What is the
we
ratio?
we are going to have the best conference t-shirts you'll ever get. We
Okay.
got a
Ooh.
we got a tri-blend super soft t-shirt.
All right.
And that's all covered in your ticket cost, although we're no longer accepting t-shirt orders because our printer said no more. But we'll have a couple extra. How about that?
I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
mean, we got it. The t-shirt printer gave us an amazing deal on some super high quality t-shirts. They're going to be awesome.
Nice. Okay, because that's important to me. So if you look in the back of any conference or vendor t-shirt and it says, and I'm so sorry for anybody that works for this company because I'm about to just I hate you so much. Gildan. Do your t-shirt say Gildan in the back of them?
I don't believe so.
It's Gildan. It's like branded on my brain. Those are the worst t-shirts ever. Actually, Will, I think the coffee table talk t-shirts are Gildan. It's because they're cheap. They're super cheap. This is my first. Is it? It probably is. Uh so I'm not immune, right? Like I get it, costs being what they are, but that is phenomenal that you're able to get a good deal on like the super soft t-shirts. The Innocent Lives Foundation t-shirts are also always hyper soft. Gurkon this last year had the hyper soft ones. B-sides NOLA have like the super tri-blend soft. Like it's a thing for me. There's two things that have to be like I hate whenever it's not right. And it's a pen with that damn device thing on the end and it doesn't work on all devices. That's getting chucked right away. I don't like it. So test it out on everything. I'm talking about Android, Android, laptop, all of it. I'm wearing my staff shirt from the first year at work today. I will donate my t-shirt from this year if needed for a late ticket purchase. All right, now I also love Danny. Okay.
That's Danny. Danny rocks.
Danny even I don't know if this is outing her or not. She customized her staff T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's the coolest one. It's like I don't know. It's quarter sleeve and way cooler than the staff T-shirt that I got.
Look,
Anyway, Danny is amazing.
Danny, I'm gonna put my email. Y'all can talk to me too. Y'all can email me if you want to. Danny, send me a note right there. That one, we're gonna talk. Now we're gonna be friends. That's how that works. Okay. Drop me a note. Just be like, hey, that's it. That's all you have to do. Send it to that email address. We're gonna have virtual coffee. Because now we're besties. That's it. You're a good human. That's how you do that. You just say a thing and
not to give away her story, but Danny also has a very interesting story in her journey in information security and IT. So I won't spoil it for her, but Danny is an amazing and determined individual. Again, we're very lucky to have her.
I've had people come up to me before and go, how do I get to be a guest on your live stream? And I'm like that. You want to? Okay, great. Like, I mean, if I don't say yes immediately when you ask me, it's probably because I've looked you up and I've looked some things up and there's some stuff out there that you did that wasn't nice. And it was probably really mean and shady and you thought nobody was going to find out about it. But I won't be mean to you. I'll just be like, you will never get an invitation. This is kind of how that works. But yeah. Well,
Oh
Jarrod.
no. I just lost Jarrod.
We did. He'll be back. Okay, Danny.
Well, we could send a link to Danny.
We could we're gonna have Danny's gonna have her own. He said, and there goes the internet. Okay, so a couple of things. We need to start a GoFundMe to run fiber. Yeah, we need to start a GoFundMe to run fiber to Jarrod's house.
Yeah, we do. I keep waiting. They're supposed to be here this summer, and they are not.
So, Jarrod, when you were off, I just made the announcement. I've got fiber coming to my house. Right? I'm so excited. It's going to be the week after next. So, I'm with you, dude. Feel you, man.
You know what is sad for me is that I feel like I live in a swamp. Oh wait, I do. I live in a swamp, and you guys, I have fiber. Why don't you guys have fiber?
Have you
Well,
have you heard of Appleton, Wisconsin?
When you said it, I looked it up.
That's why. That's why I don't have fiber.
Oh.
No, it's supposed to be here this summer. It was supposed to be here last summer, so eventually.
Mm.
It's a relatively small town, so
Who's your internet service provider?
I don't want to say because I'm gonna probably talk a lot of shit about them.
Well, you could have said without that, and then we would have never known your personal feelings around it. I was gonna send them a note.
all you have to do is, look up the place and look at service providers, and there you go.
Audrey said there's no internet in Wisconsin.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah.
So how do you work? So do you work from home? You work from home, don't
I do
you?
work from home. I do work. This week has been especially bad. Usually it's once a month. You have to reboot the cable modem and you're good. But this week has just been exceptionally
rough.
fun.
Ouch. That sucks. It's a good thing you got a good team, right?
Exactly. And I got a cell phone, so it all works
Oh,
out.
also, right? Yeah. That works. Anytime I'm out and about, or like we do have fiber, which is lovely, but storms will still knock things out, right? It doesn't matter if your internet's working if the power's off, right? Right, because they bury the cable, but they don't bury the power lines, which seems dumb to me in a hurricane-ridden, like, thunderstorms here are different. Okay, they're just different. I grew up in Indiana, and I thought I knew what rain was. I was like, yeah, that's rain. It's when the sky gets all leaky, right? No, here it's a bucket. It is a bucket and it will drop. It's so fast. It's like think of the hardest rainstorm you've witnessed in your local area in the last 6 months. It's like that, probably times two, at least, probably times two. Gulf weather is nuts. All right. So it is imperative to have cell phone, separate hotspot situation that you can access, backup power, however you're doing that, like all kinds of stuff, and a really great team of people that are prepared. That you like, you're not the end all be all, right? Like if you drop off, the world doesn't burn, and that takes a good leader to be able to make it like, you know what? If I died tomorrow or won the lottery, everything would still function without me. That's a good sign. Just saying. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's how I feel
Well,
about that.
in good old Tucson, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
We have our areas that we call monsoons, and any given night over a period of time,
Ooh,
That's
that's a
it
wild
gets
picture.
fun, right? So we've got lightning like crazy, which for when your operations makes life a whole lot more fun, right?
mm,
Networkers unite.
Well, hopefully that's part of your threat model, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
It's
man. What kind of other than crappy internet spectrum? Didn't I see somebody mention it?
I didn't say anything.
Great, I said it. Other than crappy, we're all going to send them a note to get Jarrod some fiber. He needs it. He's a good person. He needs it. Um, are Should I move to Wisconsin? Is that going to be a better situation for me? No, you guys have lots of snow, right? That
Yeah,
weighs stuff down.
it gets a little cold in the winter and lots of snow. Yeah,
What's a little cold? Because here, 40 degrees is cold.
-10 without the wind chill.
No, thank you. Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I
we do
don't
the
know why I live here anymore. I actually do know why I live here, but it has to do with children. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Mine
that's why
too.
they have some incredible hackers because they're all inside on the internet.
Right. There's
What
some
else are you going to do?
periods of time where there's not much else. God, that good winter gear takes care of that. It probably does. And I'm sure, because I've heard people say before, you know what, I'd rather be in a place where it gets really cold because I can keep layering on. There's only so much you can take off, right? And alcohol. That's what we do in the Gulf South, by the way. If you've never been to a party, you should go to a hurricane party. I'm just saying. Hurricane parties are the best. We all bunker down after we've blocked off all of our windows and just drink because what else are you going to do? You can't do anything else. You can't save nothing. All right. Oh, hey, Quinn. Yeah, how are you? I'm trying to keep up and read. It's not working. Hey, Nico knows what I'm talking about. Hurricane party. Woo! So if you guys want to go to a great hurricane party, go to Grassroots. No, there's no hurricanes there, but it is a
There's
party.
tornadoes. We have tornadoes. Not in June though. It'll be great. No
That's a
no
good time.
tornadoes in June.
That's a good time. You guys should go check out Grassroots though. I'm going next year because they're gonna make it June the 12th. Do you know I feel like such a putz that I just suggested when the date was, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that's the date." Now I have to
One
go.
less decision we have to make. It's one less decision we have to make. It's perfect.
I'd love to go to one of those because I've got lots of friends up there, and I've never been up that way. So
I know.
need to find a way to get there.
Do you
I'll
know
figure
how
it out.
you know how excited my Minnesota, Wisconsin friends would be that I was going that way? They'll be like, "Yes, finally!" I'll be like, "There's so many mosquitoes. They're huge."
Well, don't your mosquitoes up there have runways?
They can. Yeah.
I've
You
heard
just have to come either early enough or late enough. And June is perfect, so they're not, July, August is hot and miserable and lots of mosquitoes. But
I've never
in September, you're fine.
I've never
Okay.
been to Wisconsin, Jared. You and Danny are gonna have to show me around, okay?
Anytime, it's a beautiful place. I mean, summer lake life in Wisconsin. Just sit on a pontoon boat and have a drink and float around a lake. Can't beat it.
Nice. I like this. Nathan has another question. Grassroots is doing a lot to help upcoming security professionals. What recommendations would you give to those trying to break into the field? Oh yeah, because look, like my friend Quinn, he's new, and I'm sure there are several others in here that are newer-ish to the industry or looking to make a change into the industry. So what are Jared's recommendations?
Yeah, and some of my answers are maybe less popular than others, so I'll start with easiest to hardest. And number one, easiest is show up to events like Grassroots, show up to local meetups and put yourself out there a little bit. We've had we have a 920 sec meetup, and we've had just some amazing results of individuals that showed up and just started talking to people. We've had brand new graduates break into information security because they talked to folks and said, "I'm looking. How do I do this?" So show up and put yourself out there a little bit. You don't have to, have a dissertation, but just say, "Hey, I'm a student and I'm trying to figure out how to do this," or "I just graduated. How do I get a job? Is anybody looking? Can you introduce me to somebody?"
Yeah.
Super easy. It's a little bit intimidating. A lot of us are introverts, but guess what? So is everybody else that's at that meetup. So you're with your people. Just make it happen a little bit.
Yeah.
The more difficult things, depending on what you want to go into, uh, uh, if you're a technical person, put all of your projects in a GitHub, whether they're from school or whatever. It doesn't matter if somebody's already built what you're building. Put it out there anyway, because it shows that interest and dedication to what you want to do with your life. Hopefully, if you're
Portfolio.
yeah, build a portfolio and share it.
Yeah.
Be prepared to talk about it in interviews. You don't necessarily need to have all the experience in the world, but if you can demonstrate, "I love this, and this is what I've done," that demonstrates some level of aptitude, discipline,
Yeah.
and that you're going to produce something. So though, a little bit of that for some of the new cybersecurity folks, make sure that you pay attention in your networking classes and your system admin classes, because those skills are critical to your success in cybersecurity. It's not just understanding, packet flow or alert triage from a malware alert, but understanding the underlying technologies that support it is very important. Um, attend and do well, or try to do well in your communications classes. This is something that I struggle with, and I've been doing this for 25 years. Be able to articulate risk from a business perspective. Just because, it's easy to say, hey, there's this public exploit over here and we're vulnerable to it. Okay,
They'll
but
be like, what?
what is that? Yeah, exactly. What does that even mean? And for me, from a business perspective, why do I care? Is this a production instance? So if somebody exploits this, let's just say they take it down, they can no longer function. Do we lose money? If yes, then I care as a business person. So understanding and controlling, your discussions around risk, because the sky isn't always falling because of a public exploit.
Right.
And in some cases it is, especially if it's, impacts the business in meaningful ways. So make sure you can communicate, demonstrate your portfolio, as Will had said, and just show up to events and start talking to folks.
I agree. I definitely agree. Let's see. Danny's shared some of your other local meetups. This is in Wisconsin, right, Jarrod? Wisconsin has MadSec, MKESec, 920 Sec, and a new one in North Central Wisconsin. Wow, you guys are busy.
Yeah, there's I want to say it's like 608 Sec for Wausau. I mean, I don't know, we're very lucky. We have an amazing community. A lot of folks want to be involved. These are, some of the folks that you'll see speaking at these events that run these or attend these. We're very lucky.
That's awesome. Articulation is being forgotten by the youth of today. IG portfolio madness. Yeah, it's true. Thanks, Joe. That is very true. We lost Jarrod again.
No.
Will, what'd you think of Jarrod? You like my friend?
Yeah, it's awesome. And that whole community up there, right?
It's
fantastic. And that's the kind of stuff you want to get plugged into. Find what's going on with your groups. Because there is a grassroots element throughout, right? That is trying to get IT professionals together and help change the industry, because we need it.
I think Jared's internet service provider knew that Meg told me we were at the 4-minute mark, and he was like, well, I'm done. Bye. No, he's having it. You guys, I'm serious. Somebody put together. We need to get like a petition started. I don't know. How do you? We need to figure this out. That's the next group project. Okay, I want metrics and reporting around and research around how it is we get fiber to Jared's house, because that's not fun. But do better, Spectrum. Man, I'll say it for Jarrod. How about that? But anyway, yeah, no, I'm glad you missed it, Jarrod. I just asked Will how he liked you I was like, do you like my friend? He was like, no, he's terrible. No.
That's the typical response. Yes.
Is it? Oh my God. Why? You're like the most laid back, nicest guy. There's no way that people are like, no, absolutely not. We just not care for Jarrod. No, if you don't like Jarrod, we don't trust you. Go to Grassroots though and hang out and get to know him more. And I'm going to assume that Danny's going to be there. Rob said he's going to be there, right? So there's all these cool people that are there, and then you can gather more resources and be awesome, because we're only as great as the whole, not the sum of the one. I don't know. I'm making shit up. Is it working? We're gonna put that. We're not putting that on a t-shirt. Definitely not tri-blend. Jared's got good t-shirts. That's another point. The talk track looks amazing. Like utterly amazing. And look how accommodating their whole group is. I was like, hey, can we not do it in the first week of June next year? They were like, absolutely. And now that's happening. So I'm going to go book my plane tickets for next year. How do I do that? Jarrod, can we stream live? No, we can't. It's on a Thursday.
Why not?
Okay, we'll move it up to a Thursday. We did that for B-Sides, NOLA. We did that for B-Sides, NOLA. We did an extra special Wednesday show.
Rachel, you just got them to move their entire conference. All right?
I didn't. So, they hadn't planned a date yet, to be fair.
Don't you think it's okay if we move? Right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes. No, this is... I'm thinking out loud. Okay. That's what's happening. No, we're going to do it on a Thursday. We can do that. How would I submit the coffee table talk? Do I wait for the call for paper, Jarrod? I do.
I know a guy. I think we can figure something out.
Okay. Okay. That would be fine. We could do that. Well, it'll be a lot of fun. I have equipment. You don't have to provide me anything.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and that would be amazing. We would love to. We tried to make a couple of podcasts work out this year, but we had so many great speakers, we didn't have room. So we're trying to figure out alternate ways
Oh.
to accommodate these podcasts. But next year we will have room. We'll have room for you. And
Just a suggestion because we did it. So Gurkon hadn't done, I think maybe they did one from a stage, right? They took up like a speaking slot. And I'm like, speakers are way cooler. I'm more like a networking person. Like I'm like a bring the group together kind of person, right? And do that and do the fun stuff. We did it live from like the hallway. I kid you not. We were in the hallway at Gurkon. We weren't part of the talk track. We were just off to the side. And it was great. There were like all these attendees that were like doing hallway con. And then some of the people that looked a little lost. You know those people, right? It's their first con and you can tell. They're like, I don't know, what do I do? Do I just stand here? What are people going to talk to me? And they would like come over to the table and it was great. And we just had them all sit down and talk into the microphone. We asked them a bunch of questions. It was fantastic. So we can do that. I'm okay with that.
Do that.
Yeah. That way it doesn't interrupt the talk track. I don't like interrupting talk tracks.
I'm sure we have. That was the idea. We have a big, huge room for our keynote, and that's where all of our sponsors sit. We thought about trying to run the podcast from there. We worried about noise, but maybe we just don't worry about it.
HollyCon is the best AnyCon. So true.
Yeah.
So true. Well, guys, if you have any questions, reach out to Jarrod. Danny also looks like she would be happy to answer any questions that you might have. If that's not true, so sorry, Jarrod and Danny. I just sent the masses to your door. Isn't that fun? That's neat. Next week, we're going to have Philip Wiley come. So go check out the Secure Nation. That's where that QR code is going to lead you to, is the Secure Nation LinkedIn. Go follow that bad boy. The next week's show is like the second post down. So you got to scroll a little bit. Go sign up, hit the attend button, tell a friend, whatever it is you got to do. He's so fun. We got to hang out with him. NolaCon. I get B-sides, NOLA and NolaCon screwed up. They're 2 weeks apart. It's really hard. And go to Grassroots Con. And if you can't go, find out how you can... I have kids too. Find out how you can support it, right? Or, come hang out with me next year whenever I'm able to go, because that's going to be super fun. I'm going to bring my man person thing with me too, and you can hang out with Josh. And we were testing mead yesterday. We'll bring some mead, and you can come drink mead with us. It'll be fun.
Oh, it's good
Yesterday
stuff.
was bad. We drank way too much mead. Meg's in the background right now going, oh. It was a lot. It was a lot. Did you have fun, Jarrod?
Absolutely. I very much appreciate the opportunity, and it's great to chat again, Rachel. It's been a while, and Will, great to meet you.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah, pleasure.
Well, we love you all. You guys have a great weekend. We're signing off. We're 5 minutes over. Bring forth the mead. Oh my gosh, you guys. If you actually are interested in mead, ping me to the side. He put some flavors together. He makes it himself. He put some flavors together that are phenomenal. Okay, I'm just saying. There's one that tastes like a Tootsie Roll. I don't know how he did that. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. For those of you going to Grassroots next week, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it. I don't care. Just tag me in your whatever social media posty thing and be like, Rachel, you said you wanted to see pictures and know how it went. Because I do. I'm nosy like that. Let me know if you heard or saw this, and I'll have a special bonus prize. Oh, I love bonus rounds. You have a bonus round? I love it. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to miss anybody talking, but we got to hang up, guys. We got other stuff to do. I love you guys. Thank you, Jarrod. The honor's actually ours. that you came and
Thank
hung out
you,
with us.
everyone.
And we'll see you guys next week. All right, this is the part where everybody waves. You go, bye.